Fairy Peak. Well, I've not. Fairy's so inactive that I can't really rank him right now because I just don't know. He's been inactive for a long time. You know, I've decided to put players like Drali in here. He's been inactive, but I can still estimate his level, or at least, you know, I'm still gonna put him on here because he's played in the last year. But I don't think Fairy Peak's played in the last year. Firstkiller has, but I'm pretty sure everybody that I've got chosen here has played in the last year. In it, you know, in a show match or a tournament or something. Most of them are extremely active. Some of them are not that active. You're not at least sort of inactive. I mean, OSM, you've played a couple of show matches in the past year, so that's active, you know. Whereas Rettles, I honestly, there's some players that I've like also not included because I just don't know what their like level is. Rettles should be here. I don't know what Rettles level is. I've not actually kept up with Rettles 1v1 game. I couldn't give you an accurate guess, but after, what I'll do, guys, is Ahmad, again, Ahmad's like really inactive in ones. When's the last time Ahmad played a ones match? And actually, I've not seen AtomiK play, but I decided to put him in here because I expect that he's going to be playing in Gamers Without Borders. A couple of players I've decided to put in here because I think they're going to be a Gamers Without Borders player. These are the ones that I'm most confident of, plus AtomiK because he's playing Gamers 8, and I want to give you, I'm going to chuck him in there as a prediction of how I think he's going to do. But okay. We're gonna go alphabetical order, so we're gonna start with AMS. Where do you guys put AMS? I'll give you guys a few seconds. We're not gonna do a poll, but I'll give you guys a few seconds every single time here to spam where you think AMS is on the tier list. Quite a big range. I'm seeing anything from A all the way down to D. Never heard of him. Well, if you've never heard of AMS, then you're probably going to see him play this weekend, or this week I should say, and this weekend as well, because the tournament is this weekend in Saudi Arabia. He is not only going to be playing, most likely I think he's going to be the 1v1 player for his team O1 Esports, but you're also going to see him at the World Championship. His team qualified to the World's Wildcard, so this is a name you're probably going to see more in the coming weeks and months. AMS, I'm putting him in B. I think AMS is a B player. I think he is so balanced. I not only wanted to start with him because I'm doing this in alphabetical order, but also because I feel like he is smack bang in the middle of B. You know, he's absolutely, yeah, he is like, you know, solid, very solid. I rate AMS. B is very good. This is like, you know, God tier. This is excellent. This is very good. This is good, and this is like, you know, D tier is not somebody I'd expect to be competitive with the very best in the world. Just to reiterate, God tier, excellent, very good, good, and then average at the top level. At the top level, you know, we're being really strict here. But okay, AppJack. Where have you guys got AppJack? Where have you guys got ApparentlyJack, whose name is so long he's got two he's got 2 tiers for his own name. You should do a caster tier list. I feel like I would not be the right person to do that personally. Yeah, this one's obvious. AppJack's S tier. He's just simply one of the best in the world. Has been for a long time now. He's in great form as well at the moment. Just took down AJ, just took down Mawkzy. I'm going to be talking, like, guys, if you've tuned into this stream, you've got to know that I'm going to spoil stuff. Like, you don't click on a tier list stream and expect not to hear about results and not to hear reasoning for why I'm putting somebody in a tier. So, you know, I guess sorry if that spoiled a show match for you guys, but listen, if you want to watch show matches that haven't been uploaded yet, we haven't had a chance to catch the VOD of, probably turn off the stream. Right, Ashllxyy. Where do you guys think Ashllxyy is? This is an interesting one. This is a very, very interesting one. Again, similar to AMS, we're getting anything from A all the way to D. A anyway to D, all the way down to D. Now, I will agree with the comment I just saw fly by in chat. He did peak in A. I think Ashllxyy peaked in A. But recently his results have not been that good. Well, I guess he's just not been grinding as hard. He's not been making waves in the rank ladder like he used to. I'm sure he'll come back and easily do that if he wants to, because he's insanely mechanical and talented. But I think right now he's pretty inactive. Hasn't been making waves in show matches, ranked, or tournaments. So it's tough. For me, he's C or D right now. He's C or D. But looking at like the other names in this list, I mean, even getting into C, you've got to be winning something. I think he's... Is he C or is he D? Like D is like just, you know, the baseline of like relevancy in the world level. He won Battle of the Bulls. Wasn't that like a year ago? I think that was like a year ago. Has he done anything in the past year? Has he won anything? By the way, I still rate Ashllxyy a lot, and I know he can make a rebound way up. I think I'm gonna put him in C still. I think I'm still gonna put him in C because he is so talented. But that was like, you know, I said I'm not gonna rank them within the lists, but he's definitely like at the bottom of C. Also, I've copied that wrong. Hold on. There we go. He's definitely at the bottom of C right now because he's not active enough. Okay, AtomiK. Let's get through these. That's G2 AtomiK. The reason I'm putting him in here is kind of a prediction because I think he's going to be playing for G2. I think he's probably going to be the 1v1 player for G2, and I've seen him have some pretty impressive results in 1v1 in the past. I've seen him, you know, do some damage in show matches in the past, and actually last time when we did Fusion way back, he did pretty well in Fusion as a 1v1 player for his team. I think it was Envy at the time. Can't remember if that's the case, but I think it was. But yeah, right now I'm putting him in D because I have no evidence to put him any higher. No recent evidence. However, I wanted to bring him up. The only reason I'm putting him in the tier list today is because I wanted to talk about him in a 1v1 context. I'm looking forward to seeing him in Gamers 8, ready to put him up. Oh no, yes, right, Rels, you did play of course you played for Envy. I mean, that was like that was a brief stint. Wait, who did AtomiK even play for back then? Did he play for Envy? He was with Envy. When did I see AtomiK play Firstkiller and he looked good? I thought it was Fusion, but I must have confused that with something else. I definitely saw AtomiK play Firstkiller and he looked pretty good. Wasn't it a show match? Oh, I think it might have been a show match. And he took him to game 5. I think you might be right. Yeah, it was a show match. Okay, that was a long time ago. But AtomiK's definitely kept up his mechanical ability since then, so I expect him to be dangerous in a best of 1 format. But right now he's D tier, certainly, because I just haven't seen anything from him. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that with you guys briefly, because yeah, definitely one to watch. I'll be quick to put him higher up in the rankings if he does well. Okay, AtomiK from EU. This is Luminosity Gaming's AtomiK. He played a couple of 1v1s for his team in the Gamers 8 qualifiers. Now, the other interesting thing about AtomiK, EU AtomiK, is that as well as, well, he didn't do very well in the Gamers 8 qualifiers for Luminosity because he got farmed by, I think, Mawkzy, which is fair enough. And I think he lost to someone else as well. I've forgotten who else he lost to, but yeah, he wasn't all that impressive there. But he has had pretty impressive Fusion style 1v1s in the past. He actually did really well in the original Fusion for 1v1s. And recently he's climbed back up to the top 20 in 1v1. So ranked isn't everything, but it is something. And I think for that reason I might sneak him into C tier. Just because I've seen him, like, I've not seen any of his ranked games. This is speculative, I will admit. I've not seen any of his ranked games, but I know the potential this guy's got. I know I've seen good stuff from him in the past in this format, so I think I'm going to put him in C because if I didn't spot him like top 20 in 1v1 the other day, I probably wouldn't put him here, but he is. That, you know, combined with his past success, I'm going to put him here. Ashllxyy would farm AtomiK. I don't know right now. Like, I've not seen much of Ashllxyy, so hard to say. AtomiK's still decent. He didn't get this. He wasn't awful in Gamers 8 qualifiers. Don't think he won any games, but he still, like, you know, looked pretty good. He looked better than ExoTiiK, for example, in Gamers 8 qualifiers. ExoTiiK and AtomiK are teammates with Tox. ExoTiiK and AtomiK both played some 1v1s at the Gamers 8 qualifiers. AtomiK looked better, so, you know, he's not. If he wasn't bad then and he's been grinding ranked, then I think he's probably going to be C tier right now. Okay, AJ. Where is AJ, chat? So a bit of a split decision here. A and S both being spammed. That's interesting. I thought all of you guys were just going to spam S. But of course he did lose 3 show matches in a row now to, well, the players I think are the top 3 in Europe. He lost to Joreuz, Jack and Mawkzy back to back to back, which isn't actually that bad. I mean, they're the top 3 guys in EU, so. Is that enough to push him out of S tier? I don't think so. I think he's still S tier. I think AJ is still S tier. Even though he lost to AppJack and Joreuz, those series were very close. He got smashed by Mawkzy, but I think Mawkzy was just popping off that day. Yeah, I think AJ's still S. I like the little Batmobile switch up that he had for Jack the other day. That was really interesting. So he's clearly got some tricks up his sleeve, and he's got a good mentality. He can come back from behind as well. And yeah, he did beat TRK. So yeah, he lost to all the EU guys, and he did beat TRK though. I think TRK was back in the Middle East at that point, but still impressive because TRK on EU servers is still a beast. You can't put everyone on S, so don't worry, I'm not going to. Not going to. Okay, Chronic. Where have you guys got Chronic right now? He's kind of made a resurgence recently. Beat Daniel in a show match. He helped all mid qualify for Gamers 8 in the first place. Is that enough to put him in? You guys said AJA and now you're saying Chronic. A lot of you are saying Chronic A. Man, I can't believe you're also down on AJ and so up on Chronic. I think, you know, Chronic's the win over Daniel is a good win, but I don't think it's as good as a win over Daniel would have been in the past. I'm putting Chronic in B, and this isn't bad. I think Chronic is right now, he's gaining stock, but I need to see more from him. He beat Daniel and he helps all mid qualify through a North American qualifier. Who did he beat in that qualifier? I don't think he beat, like, didn't he go 1-1 with REYSBULL? Yeah, he went 1-1 with REYSBULL in that event. Since then, he's lost a show match to REYSBULL, beaten Daniel in a show match. He's not done enough to go into A yet. I'm putting him B. I think a lot of people are saying, hey, you beat Daniel, A. But actually, Daniel's losing to everyone these days. Sorry, Daniel, but I've got to point it out. Like, Daniel's kind of on a losing streak. He also lost to Evoh. Yeah, I think he lost to Evoh as well. Uncalled for. I mean, hey, listen, it's kind of true though. Daniel, he was playing on the laptop against Nwpo, to be fair. He's playing on the laptop against Nwpo and he still looked really, really good. So I still rate Daniel a lot, but that's Chronic's only really big win recently, and he did lose to REYSBULL and Evoh. So, yeah, I know Daniel's not been maining ones. He's still a monster, though. But anyway, CRR from Guild. He's going to be at Gamers 8. Another player to look out for this weekend. All these guys, by the way, are players to look out for this weekend. All these guys are going to be at Gamers 8. Like, everyone who I've put on this tier list, apart from Ashllxyy so far, going to be there. So these are all, like, players you're going to see play. CRR is an interesting one, because I feel like I really feel like he lives up to the what's the word I'm looking for? The pressure. I feel like when he's under pressure, he performs really well. Like, I've underestimated him a few times with predictions, thinking he's going to lose to Rezears in a show match. He won. Oh no, did he lose to Rezears? No, I thought he was going to lose to Revezy and he beat him. I thought he wasn't going to make it through like top 8 in Fierce tournament. He did. Like, he just, I don't know, he always shows up. So I'm going to put him in B as well. I think I'm putting CRR in B because he is very, very solid. Just like AMS, very solid. I feel like he really thrives under pressure, super consistent, and he can pop off as well. So I reckon these guys very, very close at the moment. So I'm gonna put him in B. Okay, Daniel, we'll get him out of the way because he's a little bit like by himself over there. Where do you guys have Daniel? Daniel's still S tier. Yeah, a lot of people still think he's S tier. A lot of S's in the chat. Some people trolling with D and C. That's ridiculous. Any lower than B is just memes, but even B I think is insulting to Daniel. I'm not going to put him S though. I'm not going to put him S. I think Daniel's fallen out of S tier. I'm going to be honest. I think he's fallen out of S tier. You can't say S tier but he's on the 3s grind. You don't get to say that about one player while other players are also on the 3s grind and remaining in S tier. Daniel's lost to, I think, Joreuz. He lost to Jack recently, lost to Nwpo. He lost to Chronic. He's lost quite a lot of show matches recently. Not been active in tournaments. I've got to drop him out of S because he lost, I think, 4 show matches recently. But he's still, you know, he's close to S. He only just, I think, fell out. If he beat Rezears. He did beat Rezears. Lost to REYSBULL. Well, he went 1-1 in games with REYSBULL actually, but yeah, I think he lost to, you know, Rapid in a 1v1 in the, what do you call it, in the same format that we're about to do this weekend for Gamers 8. He did lose 1 game to Rapid, so that's relevant. You know, a lot of people say, hey, it's just 1 game, but that's what we're going to be seeing at Gamers 8. So yeah, I've got to drop Daniel down to A. So he's been taking a lot of L's. but I think he's like the guy in A with the most potential to just bounce right back into S, because he's done it before. He was consistently in S, like for a long time. He was probably the best in NA a year ago for quite a while. Daniel in Fearstream pops off and can't lose. Well, he's lost to Joreuz, Chronic, and Nwpo on my channel. And there's one other as well, I've forgotten who else. Oh, he's also lost to AJ on my channel recently. The Nwpo series he's playing on a laptop, so I'm not taking that one as seriously, but even before then he's lost like, I think 5 show matches in the past like 6 months or so, maybe even less than that. So I've got to drop him down. You know, you can't just say, ah, well, 5 losses, he stays there. You know, you've got to take L's into the equation, so I'm going to drop him down. But yeah, he's close, he's close. He's only lost to Jack on your stream. Yeah, maybe he's just better on Fear's stream. He's lost a lot on my stream. He lost a lot on my stream. I really respect Daniel though, even though he's not. Yeah, I still think he's insane, and he can definitely get back into S tier easily if he just puts the work in. But he, on top of that, he probably knows that he's not in the form that he once was. He used to be the guy in NA that nobody could beat. The guy. And the fact that he'll probably be the first to tell you he's not in peak form anymore, but he still plays, and I respect that so much. There are many 1v1 players in the past who, when they fall off in form, they just stop taking matches. They just don't play because they know they're going to lose and they don't want to pass the torch. They'd rather keep the torch that they don't deserve instead of passing the torch to another player. A lot of people have done that in the past, and it's really like hindered the rise of other players. Like, people doubt how good other players are because they never beat the guy who was the guy because the other guy just stopped playing. Daniel didn't do that. He probably knows he's out of form right now, but he still keeps playing. So I really respect that a lot. I've got, you know, a ton of respect for him. He's an insane player. Love to cast his games, but I'm gonna put him A for now because I'm gonna be as honest as I can here. Okay, Dead Monster. Where do you guys have Dead Monster at the moment? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with retiring. I just mean, like, you know, if it's for the right reasons. If somebody just stops playing because they just want to take a break, that's fine. But if somebody just stops playing or doesn't want to play because they think they're going to lose, like, oh, come on. Like, where's the competitive fire? I think you guys are being pretty fair with your assessment of Dead Monster, who has, you know, dropped off in activity a little bit. Well, quite a lot compared to the past. But he did beat both oKhaliD and Mawkzy in show matches. I think it was like Mawkzy he beat 9 months ago or something, and oKhaliD he probably beat, I think, 5 months ago. So, you know, that's not completely irrelevant results. They're still recent enough to hold some weight. So even though he's not had any other results, I'm going to put him in C just because he's had big results. He beat Mawkzy when Mawkzy was on his come up, and he beat oKhaliD when oKhaliD was kind of like, you know, inactive as well. But, you know, they're still valuable. I'm not going to put him D because he's done something. So I'm going to put him in there. He's C. Just for that. But he's not at these guys' level at the moment, I don't think. I don't think he's at this level. But yeah, I'm not gonna put him D because he's had some relevant results in the past year. Okay, Drali. Now this is a guy who was certainly S tier. Definitely peaked S tier. We talked about Ashllxyy peaked in A tier, Drali peaked in S tier, no question. But he's not been active at all. He's been extremely inactive. Now he's getting back into it at the moment. But you know, I wanted to put him in here just to show you guys I'm not being biased. I think, like, if you've got absolutely no results, then it's tough to, like, put him anywhere other than D tier. I mean, when was the last time Drali? When did he last play? Did he do anything recently enough to merit being C tier? When did he last play? Did he play, like, more recently than 9 months? If he did, maybe I'll put him up a little bit, because we are just predicting how far he's fallen. I mean, we all know that he's inactive, and he's gotten worse. He was an S tier, but then he went inactive, so the longer you stay inactive, the lower you go. It's just facts. I want to find out, though, when was the last tournament he played in? Maybe I'll put him up, actually. Maybe this is too harsh of a fall. Justin, play 1v1. Play a single 1v1 against someone on this list, and I'll put you in here. Just play a game. Just go, like, literally anyone that you see, like anyone's name here. Play one game against anyone on the screen right now, and I can rank you. Just based on that game. Set it up, mate. I'm busy. I'm busy. Like, we gotta get through this first. Hold on, one thing at a time. Alright, hold on a second. Drali played in King of the Hill on Fear's channel. I don't think he did anything. Yeah, he just lost, didn't he? Wait, what did he say? Does that count? You beat AJ like a year ago. Nah, it's too long, man. Too long. It's gotta be sooner than a year. That's definitely a big win, though. That's cool. AJ's a good player. Yeah, I think most of Drali's tournaments were almost an entire year ago. I'm pretty sure they were almost an entire year. They were like 9 months plus. His 1v1 stuff. I think that's just too long. Dead Monster beat oKhaliD like 4 months ago. That's relevant. Drali's results are just too long. What are you guys trying to instigate right now? One game. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do one game. Imagine Justin just comes in and like beats AJ in one game and then he's S tier. That would actually be class. Just go aim high, aim high. Maybe when you feel better, yeah, for sure. Oh, you got COVID? Oh, it's unlucky, man. Get well soon, get well soon. Yeah, we'll definitely set that up, don't worry. Like this tier list is getting revised. This is like kind of a prediction tier list in some ways. Because we've got Gamers 8 coming up, we're gonna see a bunch of 1v1s. And then we could do an updated one. Alright, EXO guys, where do you think EXO is? B from Vicanis. Ashllxyy, he says. I've made my criteria pretty clear. Recent results. Has EXO beaten anyone? Now, EXO peaked at like high A, low S. I think he probably peaked low S in his career. But I'm talking right now. I saw him in the Gamers 8 qualifiers and he didn't look like he'd been playing ones much, so I'm going to put him in D. I'm not biased. I'm putting him in D. Yeah, D. I had to double check there. He almost beat oKhaliD at his peak. Yeah, but that's too long ago, man. We're talking about current tier list. We're not talking about all time. I'm talking current tier list. And I can't use results from like a year ago to justify putting somebody higher. I've got to put him D. You might be able to speculate that he's C tier if he didn't play a single game in the Gamers 8 qualifiers, but he did play games there and he lost. I think he lost every game. Although it was against players like Mawkzy. Let me check actually. I'll pull up the results. Let's double check. Who did he play? So Luminosity, EXO lost to Mawkzy 12-5 in one game. Then he lost to Luis 7-3, LuiisP. Then he didn't play the next series. AtomiK took over the 1v1, and then AtomiK tried his hand against Mawkzy. He played Mawkzy to 5-4. So yeah, basically EXO played twice and he didn't take a game. But yeah, I still, you know, EXO's still all time like one of the greats, but right now I'd say he's D. But we might see him. Hey, we might see EXO at Gamers 8, so I had to put him in here. We might see him. A lot of these players are going to be at Gamers 8. I'll highlight the ones who are at Gamers 8 this weekend. Look at all these guys. Look at all these goats. Everyone except Dead Monster, Ashllxyy, Drali. Like most of these guys are going to be at Gamers 8, which is cool. We've got a ton of 1v1 talent there. Now this guy's not going to be at Gamers 8, but I wish he was, because I think he's nuts right now. But how high have you got Evoh? How high have you got Evoh, chat? Alright, fair. Well, I'm putting him A, right next to Daniel. Now, whereas Daniel's been like, you know, I think he's fallen off a little bit recently. He's passing the torch, just so that he can take it back again when he feels like it in the future. I think Evoh's been one of the players who's like really stepped up recently. When he made his first splash onto the scene, his mentality was abysmal. He would just crumble in every series that he played as soon as the going got tough. But these days, he's a different beast. He's got a really solid mental. His kickoff is really good compared to how you know, he used to just get destroyed in kickoffs. Now he's got a bit of variety. I think he's leveled up. He used to be B, now he's A. Well played, Evoh. Great player. Killshot TJ, next to tier 1. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, AMS did beat Evoh in a classic match. That doesn't mean, you know, just because somebody has a win on someone in a tier above doesn't mean that they deserve to be in that tier. It's about like all the results that they've got. Right, ExoTiiK. Where have you guys got ExoTiiK? Wow, a lot of people saying D. A lot of people saying D for ExoTiiK. I've seen ExoTiiK thrive in the Fusion 1v1 format in the past. And I underestimated him. I underestimated him coming into Gamers 8. I didn't think Semper were going to be as good as they were. But ExoTiiK actually managed to beat Mawkzy, and it was only one game, but that's what Gamers 8's about. ExoTiiK took a game off Mawkzy in the qualifier, so I'm gonna put him in C because he took a game off Mawkzy in the qualifier, and he looked pretty good every other time I saw him play in that qualifier. I think he played CRR very close 2 times. He did lose both times to CRR, but he played him close both times. And for some reason, when they rematched Mawkzy's team, they decided to give Ashllxyy a game instead of running ExoTiiK again. I don't know why they didn't play with ExoTiiK again, because he beat him in the past. Yeah, probably should have gone again. Ashllxyy didn't beat him. But yeah, I'm going to put ExoTiiK in there because he's had success in the Fusion format before. Beat Mawkzy in 1 game. It's something. You know, it's something. Well done. Beat Mawkzy in a game. Alright, Fahad. Fahad is a really interesting player. He's kind of inactive right now, but not for that long. Not for that long. But this is a guy with a lot of pedigree. A ton of very impressive results. Fahad is going to be at Gamers 8, by the way. He's going to be there. He's going to be playing with Senzo, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure he's in Senzo's team. Let me double check. Yeah, AYYYJAYY Esports, Fahad, Fahad, and Senzo. Which is awesome. We're gonna see this guy at Gamers 8 as well. I'm putting him in A. Whoops, I'm also pressing the wrong button. I think Fahad is A right now. Formerly known as FYAlley, that's correct. Kind of inactive, but you know, he's not fully inactive, so I'm not dropping him off too far. I'm gonna put him A because he's still popping up here and there, and he looks like he's kept his form reasonably well. And I know that if he just, you know, gets his head down for this event, he's gonna be sick. He's always insane in tournaments. He's always insane, so I've got to put him A. He's not inactive. He's not fully inactive. You know, guys like Drali, fully inactive. That's why I've had to put him down here. Well, he's not. He's making a comeback, but he's not made a comeback in ones yet. So for 1v1, he's fully inactive, I think. I might be wrong. Maybe I missed something. But Fahad's not completely inactive. He played Nwpo recently. Nwpo popped off on him and beat him. But, you know, Nwpo's ridiculous as well, so... He's not inactive. He literally played, like, I think he's played multiple show matches recently. Hold on, I'm gonna, like, Control F his name in the past, like, 6 months on my channel. Hold on. Fahad. Yeah, he lost to Nwpo, beat CRR, literally hit rank 1 in 1v1 6 months ago. And he also beat Evoh 6 months ago, and OSM. So yeah, he's got plenty of relevant results, and yeah, he's a monster in tournaments. This guy's got to be A, minimum. Yeah, I guess you can make a case for him being B, but I'm putting him A. I've got to put him there. He's too good in tournaments, man. All right, Firstkiller. Now this is an interesting one. Where do you guys put Firstkiller? Talking of like difficult players to rank. The craziest thing about Firstkiller is I think he still is probably the best 1v1 player in North America, and we're not going to see him play at Gamers 8. How crazy is that? Because the second best 1v1 player in North America is also on that team, and he likes playing 1v1. Firstkiller, I don't think he's going to play at Gamers 8. I'm just guessing. That's my guess. I don't think he's going to play, but I think he's probably still the best player in North America for 1v1. Even after all this time. He's taken multiple breaks. Like, he took a huge break from 1v1, and then he came back and he won Fear's North American tournament, beating AJ and Chronic along the way. Beat AJ twice, actually, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, this guy, he literally, like, he can take a break as long as he wants, and then anytime he comes back to 1v1, he's still the best in NA. He's S tier. He's S tier. And he's got relevant recent results. He beat AJ and Chronic recently. And AJ's like, I think, second best 1v1 player in North America right now. Firstkiller beat him twice. So he's S. He's S. But I think we might not even see him play at Gamers 8, which is really sad. Oh, he beat Evoh as well. There you go. Okay, iRicky. Where have you guys got iRicky right now? I'm putting iRicky in here because I wanted more NA. So, okay, I might have to ask some advice on this one. Has iRicky got a win in the past 9 months on anyone? I think iRicky peaked at A for sure. He was definitely an A player at one point. Has he got a win in a show match or a tournament on anyone in the past 9 months? I don't think he does, so I'm going to put him in D. But I still love watching iRicky play. He's got a very unique style for North America. I think he's a talented player, but he's been kind of inactive recently, both in ranked and in show matches and tournaments, as far as I'm aware. But like guys, you know, I've said multiple times this stream already, if you know, players I'm putting down here because I've not seen enough from them have actually done something and I just missed it, let me know in the past, like, let's say 9 months or so. That's what I consider relevant in 1v1 right now. At some points in 1v1's history, when there were tournaments and show matches were more sporadic, you'd have to look at like results from the past year and a half. But nowadays there's a lot more show matches, there's more tournaments. Thanks to Fear like making content as well as myself. So we've got more evidence, and that means we can look at a more condensed recent time frame to rank people. Yeah, I'm gonna put him D for now. I think he deserves to be on the list. He deserves to be in the tier list, but I've not seen enough from him recently to put him any higher. Okay, Joreuz. This should be a interesting one. Where do you guys have Joreuz? Yeah. Yeah, there's not really any question, is there? Joreuz is S tier. Just like Firstkiller, takes big breaks. Doesn't, well, unlike Firstkiller, he literally doesn't even play the game, and he's still like he still free plays on everybody. When he hops in the lobby, he's still like free playing on everybody. Joreuz is S. So we got a couple of EU players, a couple of NA players in S tier right now. Yeah, insane. He's insane. He might have been, like, possibly, if he just grinded a little bit, he might be just simply the best 1v1 player for the past, like, 2 years. It's possible. It's possible that he's been the best for 2 years or so. Sometimes he just literally doesn't play the game, though. Yeah, I guess he's not the best. Like, he's not unanimously the best because he doesn't play, but... yeah, if he plays, like, 30 hours past 2, he's free playing on everybody. Okay, Kiileerz. Also known as Roas's brother. Also known as Roas's identical twin brother. Also known as Roas's identical twin brother, who will be playing at Gamers 8 alongside his twin brother Roas, who is identical to him. I don't think, you know, kind of like Firstkiller, I don't think we're going to see Kiileerz play in Gamers 8 for 1v1 because they have another really good player in their team. For Kiileerz, it's Roas. But you never know. Maybe AJ and Roas are having an off day. Firstkiller and Kiileerz step up. Like, teams who have multiple ones players are definitely in an advantageous position. But yeah, I think Kiileerz, I'm going to slap him in B because he's very solid. He actually beat TRK in a tournament, I think. Sort of recently. Maybe recently enough to make that a relevant result. But yeah, he's pretty nuts. Kiileerz is pretty crazy. Yeah, he did, right? So yeah, you gotta put him in there. He's done more than that as well. Yeah, Kiileerz is definitely crazy. I'm gonna put him in B. I think he's kind of like... yeah, he fits with these players. That just makes sense. I think this list is starting to make a lot more sense, actually. When I look at the players, like, I look at them, I'm like, yeah, that does make sense. It's always a little bit of a speculative one. I think C tier will end up being the most speculative tier because I'm really just putting people in there based on very small things. Very, very small things. D tier is like, you know, okay, they deserve to be mentioned. C tier, they've done something. He's like, okay, he's high rated right now in ranked. We'll put him in C. Okay, KV1. Where do you guys put KV1? The best South American Rocket League player. Who is KV1? KV1 is the best South American Rocket League player. Sorry, 1v1 player, not Rocket League player. That would be Yan. That'd be Yan. But best 1v1 player coming out of South America is KV1. He is absolutely insane. I'm glad to see a lot of the chat know that. KV1 is S tier. That's right. There is a South American 1v1 player in S tier alongside names like ApparentlyJack, AJ, Firstkiller, Joreuz, and he belongs there. He belongs there. In fact, I'd be quicker to take AJ out of S tier than KV1 because he lost to all of the EU players this week. All the best EU players this week. KV1 has, like, I think he's beaten Joreuz twice. Now that was on USC server, which is a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a scuffed way to do Sam EU. But yeah, he's insane. He plays on USC server with 140 ping and he beats everybody except Daniel. So yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah, Fahad did beat him, but yeah, Fahad less, I think less active recently, so I put him down to A. KV1 also flew all the way to France and swept Mawkzy on LAN. So you can't forget things like that. He flew all the way to Paris for what was the tournament called? The Danone Cup. It was not advertised well at all, and yeah, he swept Mawkzy on LAN 3-0. Imagine like going all the way to Paris from Brazil just to sweep Mawkzy, and it's like, okay, bye, going home. But he's not playing at Gamers 8. Which is a shame. Gotta love to see him. He's straight up one of the best 1v1 players on the planet. We've got to see him on LAN. He is going to be at Worlds though. He's going to be at Worlds. So if I don't see low ping KV1 like 1v1s at Worlds, then I've messed up. I've beamed it. If we don't get low ping KV1 1v1s, I'm sorry. I've done something incredibly wrong. I'm going to try and make that happen. We've got to get KV1 against everybody. Got to get him against everyone else in S tier when we get to Worlds. Because, yeah, Jack's going to be there. All these guys are going to be at Worlds. Literally all of them. And we've never seen KV1 play 1v1 against the other best players in the world with less than 130 ping or something. Imagine what you can do on LAN. Crazy to think. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, he's S tier for sure. Okay, LionBlaze. Where have you guys got LionBlaze right now? Someone who probably... No, he peaked in S tier. He definitely peaked in S tier. Did LionBlaze. But he's been less active recently. Been less active. Picking up a couple of wins here and there. I think he did okay in the Nissan Classic. I think he took a game off AJ in the Nissan Classic. But yeah, I think due to inactivity, I'm going to put him here. I think taking one game off AJ in the Nissan Classic is not enough for me to put him up to A. Oh, who did he lose to in a show match recently? If he just won that show match, I think I would have put him A. It was another NA player, I'm pretty sure. I just remember I casted him and he lost. Hold on. Oh no, he beat Wizz on my channel like a few months ago, but that's all he's done on my channel in the past like 9 months, I think. Yeah, he lost to Evoh, I think he lost his last 2 matches to Evoh, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, I'm pretty confident about LionBlaze and B. I think he belongs right beside Chronic, you know? I'm looking at like... If you look at the NA players, you got AJ Firstkiller, Daniel Evoh, Chronic LB. That's like... I think that's a very good distribution of the NA talent at the moment. We've got no one in C, but we'll see if we can get anyone in there. I think it makes sense. And for EU, you got Joreuz, AppJack. Actually, the next EU players, CRR. We don't have any other EU players in A at the moment. So let's continue. Luis. Where do you guys have LuiisP? Oh, I'm so happy that you guys are just right. I just said we don't have any EU players in A. How about we put one in there? Luis. Definitely an A tier player right now. Definitely. He's right there. He's next in line. You know, you're looking at AppJack, Joreuz, Mawkzy, top 3 EU. I think next in line, Luis is one of them. I think he's right there. Not at that level yet, but he's close. He's a beast. He's been very, very active, very consistent. And yeah. Unfortunately, he didn't qualify for Gamers 8. I would love to see him play against players from all around the world, but I'm sure we will in the future. He's a talent. He definitely is a talent. Okay, Mawkzy. Let's just get this one out of the way with. Nice and easy. Where's Mawkzy? This isn't difficult. Yeah, it's a formality. Mawkzy's S tier, obviously. He was probably S tier already, like before the last couple of months when he made his alt account, tested on top, got rank 1 in the world in 13 hours from a fresh account, and then leveled up again to become what Jack thinks is the best 1v1 player in the world right now, even though Jack beat him. Yeah, Mawkzy's insane. He is absolutely insane. No, he's not going to be at Gamers 8, is he? I don't think he's going to be there. Because the team that he played for in qualifying are not, they're not taking him with them. They're taking Rezears, I think. He's in the list. Wait. He played with Parka Faris in qualifying for Gamers 8, but he's not listed as a player on the official tournament page on Wikipedia, but Rezears is. So hey, they've picked up another like top tier 1s player from EU. They don't have Mawkzy, but they got Rezears, so pretty decent sub. Not many players are going to be close to Mawkzy. I think Rezears is one of them. But yeah, Mawkzy, I don't think he's going to be there, not that I can see. Yeah, juicers are now called Heat. I would have loved to see him there, but he's not going to be there. Mawkzy, get yourself to Worlds, mate. Get yourself to Dallas, so we can get all the S tier players 1v1ing each other on LAN. We've got to do it. Okay, M0nkey M00n hasn't played 1v1 show matches or tournaments, but he has been consistently ranking high in the ladder, and I've had a chance to watch some of his ranked games against various players like Toxiic, Hyder, and Davoof, who upload their ranked games, guys who are consistently top 30. And yeah, M0nkey is, I think, still, just based on that alone. I've also seen him on some ApparentlyJack YouTube videos. I think he's still got it. I think he's still got the 1v1 mechs, so I'm gonna put him in B. I've not seen him in show matches or tournaments, but obviously we know he's got the tournament ice from 3s. So I think we could just safely put him in B. You know, if I'm calling D, you know, this person's name deserves to be mentioned, but they haven't done anything recently, and then we call C, this is, you know, people who've done something, but not that much recently. This is the list of like, okay, now I'm confident I can put this guy here. Confident. I'm gonna put him B. But yeah, the lack of show matches and lack of 1v1 tournaments means I can't put him in A or S. I just can't. Because you can't put anybody higher just based on ranked alone. Even M0nkey. Yeah, M0nkey's insane. Again, reminder, if any of these players that I've ranked down here have actually done something I missed, just let me know. Give me a shout, even the players themselves. Tell me, Johnny, you disrespected me. I'll be like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Did not mean it. Alright, Nwpo. Nwpo. Nobo. I'm gonna keep calling it Nwpo. Where is Nwpo? Yeah, I put AtomiK squeaked out of D into C just purely because he's high rated in 1v1 right now. That's it, ranked. And ExoTiiK took a game off Mawkzy in this format that Gamers 8's gonna be. And Dead Monster beat Killa in a show match 4 months ago. Small things like that. And yeah, Ashllxyy, you know, still like somewhat active, even though he stopped grinding as hard. Not, you know, didn't go completely inactive like Drali. But yeah, this is close. It's very close. Very, very close tiers down here. Yeah, you guys I think are pretty right about Nwpo. He's A, in my opinion. He's A right now. Obviously beat Daniel the other day, but he did lose to Rezears recently on my channel. He's definitely inconsistent. He also lost to Revezy on my channel recently. He's inconsistent, but when he's on, he is unstoppable. He looks very similar to how Drali played when he burst onto the scene and started taking everybody down. This guy's ridiculous. He's also got a lot of tournament experience in 3s, so I'm sure if he was at Gamers 8, which I don't think he is, he would be a force to be reckoned with. Wish he was there. Why is Taroco here? Because he's at Gamers 8. Some players I throw in here because they're going to be probably the 1v1 player for their team at Gamers 8. I'm also putting Reyezy in here because I've seen him play a couple show matches recently, and if Moist did go, I think he would have played. Or actually, maybe Vatira would have played. I don't know. But I've seen a little bit of Reyezy, so I decided to put him in here. Put in, like, you know, one player from a lot of the top teams just to do some speculation. Why is it pronounced Rezears and not RW9? It's because when you see a 9, it actually indicates a letter that we don't have in English. Because in Arabic they have different S's. We just have one S. They have different S's. This indicates like a heavy S, like Rezears or something like that. I'm probably not very good at it, but yeah, that's what 9 means when you see it in Arabic names. And if you see a 7, then that means a heavy H sound. So if you see M7MD, that means Muhammad. And A7MD is Ahmed. It's a heavy H sound. We've also, what was the other one? There's one other like really common. There's 3 like really common numbers. Mohsen, yeah, 7 and Mohsen as well. Mohsen. What's the other letter as well? There's another one that I've totally forgotten, but I should know this. What's the other letter that a known player in RLCS uses? Is it the 3? What's the 3 again? Oh yeah, tell him as well. Tell him. Basil. Oh yeah. So B2SAL is Basil. I don't know if that's another letter that we don't have or how I'm supposed to say it, but I know it's Basil. I feel like there's another Arabic player whose like number I'm forgetting right now. Anyway, we'll come back to that. You guys can spam oKhaliD's rank instead. AKhaliD, S-Khalid, oKhaliD. Khalid's an interesting one. Not super active, but he's definitely a tournament player. He's definitely a tournament player. He's definitely a pressure player. You know, I think back when Jack was farming him in 1v1 ranked really consistently, they played in a tournament on Fear's channel and Khalid beat him. And Jack's just thinking, what is going on? Why do I beat this guy every time in ranked, and then as soon as we play in a tournament, he wins? He also, you know, had a winning record against Drali when Drali was at his best, even though I think Drali won the most recent match that they played a long time ago. You know, Khalid, he just has it. He just got it. So I think it would be silly to not put Khalid on S tier. It'd be silly. It'd be foolish. He recently beat Luis in a show match. Swept Oski pretty recently as well. Now, he did lose to Dead Monster 4 months ago. But yeah, more recently he got wins to remedy them. I think he lost to Scrub. Oh, how long ago was that? That was a while. Sorry. Sorry for the flashback. Sorry. Yeah, he went against Luis, which I rate Luis very highly. Khalid beat him the other day. I don't think Khalid's ever lost to Roas, so I rate very highly as well. But yeah, Khalid is just like somebody. He's kind of like Firstkiller. Kind of like Joreuz. You know, I just think it would be very foolish. Some people said A for Firstkiller. I think that's foolish. Every time he plays, he's the best. Some people said A for Joreuz. I think that's foolish as well. Every time these guys play, even though they're not that... Like, Joreuz doesn't even play Rocket League that much. Firstkiller's not very active. And Khalid is, you know, maybe not sitting at rank 1 all the time anymore and not winning every single show match. But you just... I don't know. Every time that there's a tournament, I just know that they're going to be completely top tier. So I've got to just chuck them in S. I think it's foolish not to put these guys in S who have proven it over such long times. So consistent. Crazy consistency. Okay, Oski. Where do you guys have Oski at the moment? Not Sexbot. Thanks for the 17-month prime. TRK probably going to play instead. Never thought I'd see it. Yeah, there's a couple teams like that. We got Dignitas with Jack Joreuz. We got Falcons with TRK Khalid. I really hope we see a little bit of Firstkiller and AJ for FaZe. Yeah, a couple teams that have got multiple players that could play. Oski A, you trust Jack? Hey, I trust Jack as well. I'm putting Oski A. I'm putting him A. Beat Joreuz, I think it was within the past 9 months. He beat... Oh, who else did he beat? I knew this, but I've forgotten. There is like another show match Oski had that he was very impressive in. I mean, he's impressive in every show match, to be fair, in the past, like, 9 months. Khalid lost to Scrub 11 months ago, outside of the window of relevancy. Sorry, Scrub. Outside of the window of relevancy. That's unfortunate. Let's see what else we can find on Oski real quick. What is this time? I mean, I do late streams all the time. Yeah, I'm just looking over Khalid's results. He's actually, like, you know, beaten Luis, but... did lose to, like, other absolute top tier players recently. Lost to Mawkzy, lost to TRK. And had a loss to Dead Monster. But I think, I don't know, I just can't not put him S, man. Just can't. I was also going to look up Oski. Let me just tell you Oski's results. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he beat CRR, didn't he? Didn't Oski win that? That was like 11 days ago, I should really remember. Oh no, CRR beat him. CRR beat him. That's what, yeah, that's the one that I was trying to remember. Oski beat Mawkzy. And then CRR beat Oski. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. But I think Oski beat Mawkzy the other day. I'm going to say the other day, I mean like a month ago. Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah. He's A. I mean, he's A. I think Oski's A. Yeah, he beat Joreuz as well. That was a bit further away, but he did do that. Yeah, he lost to CRR. So, you know, Oski has a couple big wins, loses to this guy. Khalid is Khalid, loses to this guy, you know. There's going to be situations where someone like down, you know, lower in the rankings is like AMS is beating a guy above him, Evoh, but yeah, I'm trying to like put it all together, like, you know, expectations of how well they'd perform in a tournament setting like Gamers 8, or in like in a, I mean, it's really like tournaments, that's like what we mostly care about, like tournaments like Gamers 8, but also like straight up 1v1 tournaments. You've got to use some kind of historical evidence of how players play in those kind of situations, combined with recent results, to figure out how well you think they do. That's where I've got them. But okay, OSM. I think was he in chat? He was in chat. Is he still here? He's actually going to be playing, by the way. OSM's going to be playing at Gamers 8 for the APAC South team. Don't disrespect you too much. Mate, I put you in here. I've put you in the list. Now, I don't think you've won any series. I don't think you've won any show matches in the past 9 months. Correct me if I'm wrong. But OSM deserves to be mentioned in this list, not only because he beat Torsos. That doesn't count. I'm sorry, that doesn't count. That's brutal. I don't think it is. Hey, if OSM's won something, I'll put him in C. Has he won anything against like another player on this list? Show match anyone right now. I looked up your ladder rank. You're also what's your rank? Wait, I thought I looked it up. 14, 18, mate. That's like some Jesse numbers. You gotta get that up. You gotta raise the numbers. I tried to find a reason. I looked up his ladder rank. His ladder rank's low right now. No recent show match results. Mate, I'll do another one of these after Gamers 8. Go win it, mate. Go win it. Go farm. Go farm, everybody. But I put your name in here not just because you're playing at Gamers 8. Some players I only put in because they're playing Gamers 8 and I wanted to talk about them because they're coming up in the event soon. But no, OSM actually deserves a mention in this context. Show match tomorrow. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. But I mean, we got Gamers 8 coming up. We got. How could I? Okay, OSM. What's the reason for putting you higher? I want to hear it. I want to put you higher, but I couldn't think of one because your ladder rank's low. There's no tournament results and no show match results. So I can't. I just can't. Like, not a single one. You know, it's people like Fahad and oKhaliD haven't been as active as they once were, but they did beat someone recently. They beat someone. So I can put them, I can, you know, look at that and think, okay, yeah, they still got it. He is an S tier person though. OSM is an S tier person. OSM versus Justin tomorrow. Imagine. Winner gets to be C tier. Johnny Adam OSM's like telling your mum to bring your little bro to play with your friends. It's like giving your little bro the controller and telling him that he's playing the game when it's actually not even plugged in. I'm still looking at chat. OSM's probably digging through like show match results trying to find something. I think you took Joreuz to game 5. I think you did do that. That was something. But it's still a loss though. Still a loss. Man thinks all those people would beat you. I don't want to hear it. The funny thing is I actually don't though. But like, I'm not going to be too speculative with this. I'm going to base it on results. I'm not going to just say that, okay, this guy has no results in the past 9 months, but I think he's going to win, therefore I'm putting him C tier. Like, tier lists. If this was predictions, yes, I would gladly do that, but it's not. It's a tier list. Tier lists are based on results, not speculation. But yeah, some of this stuff's a little bit speculative, like M0nkey and AtomiK, because I can only look at their ladder rank. But, you know, at least I've got a ladder rank to go off for them guys, and I've seen a lot of M0nkey's ranked games actually, but I've not seen anything from OSM. Although, like, it looks respectable, certainly. We lost to Fahad on my stream. Looked decent. Lost to Joreuz on my stream. Looked decent, but just got to get a win. Oh no, sorry. I think you got timed out for spamming caps. You timed out for spamming caps. I hope that's not a long time out. Somebody help OSM out here. He's in a bad way. Well, OSM's trying to like get a point across. How would you have results when you don't play? OSM, that's my point though. You don't play. I can't put you out team if you don't play. You need to play, my man. You need to play. I can't not put you in D if you don't play. You kind of hit the nail on the head there. Like I put you on here out of respect, but you're not active. You don't let's I mean you've played some show matches, but you don't practice once, do you? But I know you could definitely get up there. You can. So could Drali, you know, like talent at the bottom of this list for sure. Talent in C and D. No denying that. Isn't Torsos like the GOAT of OCE? Listen, I love OCE. I love those guys. They're great characters. They're on the come up. You know, OCE's in the come up. I think they've got a big future. But right now, I think there are 0 good 1v1 players in OCE. I'll be straight. I'll be completely honest with you. I'm not capping this stream. I think there's 0 good 1v1 players in OCE. I'm just being completely honest. I think there's none. I think there are 4 regions right now with world-class 1v1 players. Those regions are NA, EU, South America, and Middle East. I don't think OCE have any world-class ones players. But I don't think they care. I don't think they play 1v1 over there. So I'm just being honest. I think they could be if they cared and they tried. They could be. There's nothing stopping them. But they don't care. They don't. As far as I know, they don't even play it. They don't practice. They don't play it. Nobody plays it. I don't think any of the top players really play a lot of ones. They play a little bit, but not enough to get world class. Okay, RelatingWave, guys. Where's RelatingWave? Gotta move on here. We're taking. What a tangent that was. Yeah, you be the underdog. Listen, got some potential here. Got some potential. I don't think we're going to see ExoTiiK play. I think AtomiK. If AtomiK's like rank 20 right now, he's probably been grinding ones in prep for this. I think he's going to be the ones player for LG, but definitely got some potential down here for some damage from these two in particular, from D tier at Gamers8. RelatingWave, I've got him C. He's fared reasonably well in this kind of format in the past. But the reason I'm putting him C is because I know he grinds ones, and I've seen him in a couple of Jack's videos, and he looks solid. He looks solid. That's it. That's my reason. I've seen him playing ranked ones, and he looks decent. There you go. OSM, if you played ranked ones, you look decent. I could put you in. I've seen him win. I've seen him win ranked games against good players. So I'll put him in C tier. Very, very smart player. Actually, very, very good mind for 1v1. I don't think his mechanics are up there with the best players. You farmed these pros. Who did you farm? OSM, who did you farm? Name and shame them right now. Who did you farm? Who did you farm in London? We want names. We want specifics. And our RelatingWave, like just like M0nkey M00n, I've seen some of his ranked games, and I'm putting him up here. Jarby and Corelli 2v1 to SM once. The king himself. Arsenal, listen. You can't say you farmed these pros and then say a name of a player I haven't even got on the list. He's not even going to be on the tier list. Arsenal's had his moments in ones, to be fair. Like, at times he's been up there, but right now I don't have any clue where Arsenal's at in 1v1. I have no idea. But I believe you. That's all you need to know, is when you say that you beat Arsenal in 1v1, I don't need it. You don't need to persuade me. I believe you. Because I've not seen Arsenal play ones recently, so it doesn't take any convincing. This is current form. This is current expected performance at Gamers8, and if there was a 1v1 tournament tomorrow. You got farmed by TRK and gave up. Listen, that's fair. That's fair. TRK's beast right now. Shouldn't Rattles be here? Yeah, he probably should. I've just not actually been keeping up with his results. Who's Rattles beaten on this list? We'll come to that at the end. Let's do Revezy for now. Revezy. Where do you guys have Revezy? I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm putting Revezy on here out of respect. Just as like a baseline, but he's D tier right now. I've not seen anything from him recently. Not seen anything from him. Kind of like, you know, a lot of players here in this D tier who have peaked to like SA tier. But I need to see something, you know? Need to see something from this guy. Revezy was ridiculous. I actually am so surprised at Revezy. He's the one that I'm very surprised never made it. Or hasn't made it yet to RLCS. I really thought he was going to get in. Because he is so talented. And he was so good. So mechanical. I really thought at some point he'd get into a team, and I don't know if he's even trying, but yeah. Surprised he never had a splash in RLCS at this point. Because he's an excellent player. Okay, REYSBULL. REYSBULL, a player that I did not expect to be anywhere near as good as he is, but he's ridiculous at ones apparently. He's really, really talented. Not only mechanically, but also positionally. He seems like he's got a great mind for the game, despite apparently not playing it very much. So it seems like between B and C for the most part. I think REYSBULL is B. I think he's B tier. Because he beat Yeah, he beat Chronic. I think he went 1-1 in games with Daniel. You know, he's had some very impressive results. What else did he's definitely had another result that I'm forgetting right now. Oh, what else did he do? I've totally blanked on his like third like very impressive result recently. Yeah, RelatingWave's going to be playing the ones for his team, Complexity, at Gamers 8. I'm pretty sure they're going to be there. Yeah, they are. So, looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, he's class. He just looks like he's got it. You know, we don't have a lot of evidence on him because he kind of came out of nowhere. He took a game off Daniel, then Daniel got... They both went 1-1 in games. But yeah, RelatingWave, he beat Chronic in a best of 5, so that's a Chronic who beat Daniel in a best of 5. You know, like, he's definitely here. He's there. He's solid B. Right, Rezears. Where have you guys got Rezears? Is Daniel really not S? Yeah, Daniel had too many losses to people who aren't S. For me to keep him S. Lost to Nwpo, lost to Chronic. Yeah, Rezears A for sure. If I can stop accidentally pressing buttons, that would be nice. Rezears A. I've talked about this recently. I think Rezears, Luis, and yeah, Oski as well. I think they're like next closest to like the big three in Europe. The Joreuz, AppJack, Mawkzy. I think Luis, Rezears are the closest, and then Oski's again right behind them as well. Who lost to Luis recently? That's a good question. Who did lose to Luis recently? I don't know. Did I say somebody did? I've said a lot, so I'm forgetting like who and what I've talked about specifically. How long ago was it? Was it like a year ago when oKhaliD beat Jack and Drali a bunch of times? How long ago was that? He lost to M0nkey. Who lost to M0nkey? There's no shot. Yeah, like 11 months. 11 months ago. That's when oKhaliD took down Drali Jack. Not quite more than a year. Yeah, where have you guys got Ryze? Decided to put him in here because didn't he beat Nwpo? Did he beat Nwpo on Fear's channel, or am I making that up? Did he actually do that, or am I making that up? Ryze shouldn't even be here. Why? Why not? Oh, he took him to game 5? Okay. Yeah, oh, Luis lost to oKhaliD. I thought you said who lost to Luis, not who did Luis lose to. I was confused, because I was like... No, oKhaliD beat Luis, yeah. Yeah, Ryze is still D. I decided to bring him... I decided to put in a moist player. He beat Nwpo. Where? Okay, hold on. That's what I thought about. Chat were saying he lost. Ginger Snap, thanks for your 7-month Prime. Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate that. Fade the man with the brand new Prime as well. Yeah, didn't he win? I swear he won. Nwpo trolled so much. He lost. No, Ryze, I'm pretty sure he beat him. Fear says he beat him. I was sure he beat him. He farmed Scrub on stream. Now, actually, you know what? I'm gonna put Ryze here. He beat Nwpo. And he beat Wisty as well on my channel. Which, you know, Wisty was nervous, and, you know, you can say Nwpo is trolling, but it's a win. A win's a win. I'm gonna put him in C. Because he beat him, didn't he? Rezears. Where do you guys have Rezears right now? This is a tough one, actually. Rezears is a tough one. A very difficult one. Kind of like Daniel, he's hovering between A and S for me. Like, okay, so here's the thing about Rezears. I think he might be S. But I'm going to put him A for now. But yeah, just like Daniel. I mean, he's over here, but Daniel and Rezears are like very close to S. Very, very close. Out of this list of players, they're the closest, I think, to S. But S is like 2 stacks right now. I'm gonna put them in A. I'm gonna put them in A instead. Yeah, I mean, you look at these guys. No question, no question, no question. I mean, yeah, no question. It's oKhaliD. You know, it's oKhaliD for goodness sake. Like, there really is no question with all these guys. Daniel's like had a quite, you know, like Rezears and Daniel. They're just so close recently. I think recently just nah. Rezears, like, he was solidly A and he's like almost S, but not yet, I think. And Daniel as well. I think he was solidly S, but now I think he's just fallen out. Just. So I'm gonna leave him A for now. Okay, Scrub Killa. Where do you guys have Scrub right now? KV1 has some bad losses. I mean, yeah, oKhaliD has some losses as well, but I still think they're S though. I still think they're S. They're like... They've just done too much. I mean, some players who only have, you know, recent results to go off, we kind of just have to go off that. But... I feel like, I don't know, there's other players that you can actually just like use history a bit more. Did somebody saying B for Scrub? Did I read that correctly? We're seeing A for a lot of A's for Scrub. Scrub beat Rezears in a show match before the Winter Major. Beat Lethimer in a show match. Did take Mawkzy to Game 7 and lose. So he's got a couple wins on my stream at least against players who are not on this list. Lethimer and Rezears. Maybe Rezears should be, but he's not at the moment. And he took Mawkzy to 7. But, you know, just like OSM, you know, I said OSM looked decent against Fahad and Joreuz when he played them. Scrub looked decent against Joreuz, but he did lose though, so I'm going to put him in D for now. But he's probably higher. OSM and Scrub are probably higher, but I haven't seen a win in the past 9 months. I don't think I've seen a win. He beat oKhaliD 11 months ago. Is that relevant? Is an 11-month-old win, is that relevant? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Is an 11-month-old win relevant? For Scrub Killa. Someone said Rezears beat Daniel and Scrub beat Rezears. Oh, you've really got a good point there, actually. I love how every time that you guys say, or every time I ask, like, did this player beat that player? Someone in chat says, yeah, but he was trolling. It's like, oh yeah, you know, RelatingWave beat Nwpo, but Nwpo was trolling, so it doesn't matter. Why are you guys trying so hard to discredit every win? Every time that I bring up a result, you're like, ah, yeah, but the other guy was trolling. It doesn't matter who it is, they were always trolling. Like, do you guys not think that they might have just played badly? Scrub beat M0nkey in a 1v1. Didn't Scrub beat, like, Luis on his own stream or something? Maybe that, hey, was that recent? That was recent enough to be relevant. Can we use that? Did Scrub beat Luis on his own channel? I think he did. I can't remember if I made that up. Luis is trolling. Of course. Of course he was. He did? It was just one game? Oh, I thought it was a series. Wait, was it actually only one game? I thought it was like 3 games. Did he only beat him 1 game? Scrub was trolling, but he won. I don't know. Did Rezears actually beat Daniel? I only just heard about that right now. I didn't know that. Nah, I'm gonna. Okay. We'll put him C. We'll put him C. I think he beat Luis in 1 game. You know, I said this is the. Hey, there's something here. There's something. You know. This is just the rank where I just haven't seen anything from these players recently, so I can't. Like, I just can't put them any higher because I need to see it. This is the rank of like, wait a minute. That was a game here. Oh, that guy beat that guy in 1 game. And then this is the one, it's like, definitely, 100%, they've evidence. Alright, Taroco. Where do you guys have Taroco? I'll be honest, I don't think I've seen any Taroco tournament games recently. But I decided to put him in here because he'll be in Gamers 8 if I'm not mistaken. I think he's going to be the Gamers 8 player for Rogue, the 1v1 player. So he's got Gyro and Aqua on his team. Oh, actually, no, you'll probably see both. You'll probably see Gyro and Aqua. Now, in qualifying, Cam beat Taroco by 1 goal. And then Daniel beat Aqua by 10-4. And then Aqua beat Andy, so Taroco didn't play there. And then Chronic. Okay, Taroco beat Chronic in 1 game, guys. He beat Chronic in 1 overtime. 1 overtime. Is that enough to put him in C tier, beating Chronic in a game? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think I'm going to put Taroco here. Now, I did say that ExoTiiK beating Mawkzy in a game is enough to put him into C tier, but that's because Mawkzy is S tier right now. Chronic I got B, so beating Chronic in a game doesn't do as much as beating Mawkzy in 1 game. So ExoTiiK, willing to put him up because he beat Mawkzy in a game. But Taroco, he beat Chronic in a game. Overtime. So I'm going to put him here. Taroco and Drali, same tier is crazy. But yeah, I think we're gonna see Taroco in Gamers 8. Probably at some point. We'll probably see a little bit of Taroco, a little bit of Aqua in 1v1. Oh, Aqua's not gonna be there. Zanil will replace him. Okay, I think we're gonna see Taroco then. How did you debate Scrub when he got 3 games off Mawkzy? Because it's different when it's a best of 1 and a best of 7. When you know it's a best of 1, when it's 1 game and you lose that game, that's worse than losing game 1 of a best of 7. If the format is literally best of 1, which is what Crew Battles is, it's a bunch of best of 1s. You're playing 1 game of 1v1. That 1v1, that 1 game matters as much as a series, because you've got to win. You've got to win it. You know, you've got to put. You can't like do a feeling out game. You can't like do a safe game to see what the other guy's doing. You've got to win. No losing allowed. So that's why if somebody's got 1 win, if ExoTiiK beats Mawkzy in 1v1 game in a qualifier where that's it, you beat him in the 1v1, now 2s and 3s come. That's worth like a series win for me. Because Gamers 8 is coming up. We're kind of doing a Gamers 8 like tier list here, even though not all these players are going to be there. Okay, Toxiic. Where do you guys have Toxiic? Daniel lost to Rails 2 weeks ago. BO3 for money. What? Did they just stream that themselves or something? I missed that one. I missed that. I didn't realize they did that. Easy A? Really? I'm surprised that you guys are saying easy A for Toxiic. Rails YouTube video does not count. No, I'm not counting a Rails YouTube video. I'm not counting a Rails YouTube video, like for ranking. Definitely not. Like YouTube videos, you can never. If it wasn't streamed, I don't believe it. If it was recorded, pointless. I think Toxiic's B. I don't know what you guys are on about. Like Toxiic's like really good in ranked. He's you know, he's high rated and he's had some pretty decent show match results. But he's also like, you know, he's been 50-50 on show matches. He's definitely insane, but. I think you look at this list of players, Daniel, Evoh, Fahad, Luis, like, is Toxiic at this level already? I don't think so. Like, Nwpo's the player that he's closest to, because this guy I think only snuck into A. You know, Nwpo snuck into A, he's probably bottom of A for me, that's who Toxiic's closest to, and I still think Toxiic belongs more with AMS, Chronic, CRR, yeah, LionBlaze. Yeah, he definitely looks like he belongs more with these players than these players, in my opinion. Makes sense. He beat Mawkzy. Yeah, but Mawkzy's different now. See, like the Mawkzy that, like, I don't know how to explain it to you guys. Like the Mawkzy really just leveled up so much. He was like one of those players when he started playing. He beat Mawkzy last weekend. Oh, really? Still though, I don't know. Mawkzy's he's one of those players where he. I feel like he's, as soon as he figures out his own head, I think he might just be the best. You beat him in King of the Hill, what, like, how does King of the Hill work? I don't know about King of the Hill. King of the Hill is a weird format to use to rank stuff like this. I miss King of the Hill. Yeah, I was away. I did miss it. Oh, you're right, Mawkzy is trolling, of course. Oh, King of the Hill style best of ones where you're just like, oh yeah, where somebody's playing and other people come in and play. Yeah, I don't know, it's tough to use that for ranking though. That's such a different style. Never really used that myself. I mean, Toxiic is insane. He's definitely insane. I don't think he belongs in this list yet though, because like when I look at tournament results, he was kind of always like a underperformer, and recently started to bring it out to show matches. But I think he's I don't think he's A yet. For me, King of the Hill, I don't know if you guys would agree with this, but King of the Hill is a bit more of a casual format. I don't know, like, even if there's money on the line, it's definitely more of a casual format than, like, you know, me and you, we're playing a series against each other. You know, me and you were playing 1 game in a part of a crew battle. You know, it's not as, I don't know, it's more like ranked than an actual, like, series. Yeah, King of the Hill is a weird one. It's it isn't like the idea. Well, isn't how you did it. Whoever gets the most wins, like, wins the whole thing. Also, what time was it? Time is actually relevant in a King of the Hill if you're doing a subathon. Or if you're doing like a late night stream. I missed it, so I was away. I wasn't watching any stream. I wasn't watching anything. 24-hour, Did they actually just play the entire time? Like for 24 hours? He had 2 hours sleep. Oh my days. He played 8 hours Oh my days. It became Toxiic versus Mawkzy. 1v1ing. Were they just like 1v1ing at like 5 AM or something? Nah, I mean, that's cool. That's definitely cool. But I even after like hearing that, I would still keep him A though. But no, I've not ordered this. Like I said, Toxiic would be like close to this side of A in my opinion. And then I'd have like Nwpo close to the back of B. I think he's like, as soon as he gets one like, you know, top 4 in a tournament, I'll be like, yeah, he's A. As soon as he does that. It was neat, but no, it's not a show match. It's above ranked under show matches. Above ranked under show matches. That's interesting. Yeah, I guess it depends. I mean, if somebody hits literally rank 1, then, you know, that could be considered as impressive as winning a King of the Hill. But if somebody's, you know, top 10, like ranked becomes more impressive the higher rated somebody is for longer and who they beat to do it. And, you know, if the replay or if the matches ever got streamed and people can see the games to see like how impressive it was. You know, ranked is like in some cases it's not worth anything to look at, but in other cases it's worth a lot. If somebody's like consistently top 10, that's a pretty big deal. If somebody's like rank 1 a long time, that's a really big deal. Rank 1 is almost as impressive as winning a King of the Hill. Hey, a 24-hour... Listen, if somebody's like playing 24 hours against like... Imagine like the King of the Hill is literally these players I've highlighted here. Depends on the lineup. Who are you beating? Are you playing one guy over and over again? It's just like literally just sweaty 1v1s between 2 players. Not as big of a deal as like beating a lineup, you know? But anyway, let's finish off this. So let's go... TRK. Let's continue alphabetical order. What have you guys got? TRK. Abe's Walkera, thanks to the brand new tier 1. Welcome to the channel. Much appreciation for that. Yeah, I don't think that there's any... TRK is controversial. I don't think he is at all. I think this is an easy one. I think he's S. I think TRK is S tier. He's too beast. Lost to AJ in a show match. Beat oKhaliD recently. Can't think of any other show matches he's had recently, but I don't think this is controversial at all. I think he's just S. Like, definitely S. I don't think he really grinded ones for many tournaments, but I think he's probably grinding ones for this one. Yeah, he lost to Kiileerz. I think I mentioned that. He lost to Kiileerz in a tournament. But I think this one, I think Gamers 8 he's really, really going to go big for. I think he's going to show up in form and try and go crazy for this one. I expect him to be in very impressive form. Yeah, TRK is crazy. Jack rates TRK, that's pretty much all you need to know, yeah. I mean, when I look at S tier, this just makes sense. So we've got TRK oKhaliD. We've got Joreuz, ApparentlyJack, Mawkzy, Firstkiller, AJ. Yeah, I mean, that's just an S. That is S tier right now. I think that's it. You know, the next players that you could maybe, for me, I think about putting in there is Daniel and Rezears, but I think they're not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. They're close. Well, Daniel, like, I think he fell off. Rezears is not quite there. Right, Wisty. Where have you guys got Wisty? This will be an interesting one. Wisty's a South American player. A lot of people saying B. I think B is the most popular one. Personally, I'm going to put him in C. Because I don't think he's... I don't think he's very nervous. I think his potential is much higher, but I think he's clearly extremely nervous in multiple show matches I've seen him in. So he's not able to play up to his potential there. So, you know, if a show match is nervous and, you know, causing him to underperform, then I think you put him in a tournament, it's going to be even, you'd expect more nerve-wracking. Now, he's done well within South America, but I think South America's got some world-class 1v1 players. KV1, RelatingWave, Wisty. like Yan as well. But I don't think like that South America is the deepest talent pool for 1v1. I think EU, North America, and Middle East are definitely deeper talent pools for ones. So I think he can farm South America pretty well. Yeah, this guy's one to look out for. He's definitely like, I put him C, but if he wasn't as nervous in show matches, he'd be B probably. Spylaw, thanks to the brand new Prime. Mohammed as well, thanks to the brand new Prime, and also Sam Stewart 69, thanks to the 2-month Prime. Welcome back to the channel. Right, Wizz. Where do you guys have Wizz right now? NA is pretty shallow in ones. I mean, okay, well, NA is not as deep as EU in ones, but it's not shallow. I mean, there's lots and lots of good ones players in North America. Do I have any North American players in D? In C, this is EU. This is full EU C tier and Wisty. I'm gonna put Wizz here. I think he's another one. He's like nearly. I don't think I could put him in chronic level yet. Right now, I don't think I could put him in chronic level. I don't think Wizz is chronic level. Chronic's like gone up. LionBlaze is LionBlaze. Wizz is pretty close to LB. I can't put Wizz with chronic at the moment though. Like if we highlight our NA players, we've got 2 here. We've got 2 here. We've got this guy, this guy, this guy. Then we've got some guys down here as well. Oh, and iRicky. Yeah, I think Wizz perfectly like splits like the guys who just haven't had enough of a splash recently, and the guys who are really, I mean, LionBlaze is LionBlaze. He beat AJ in this format that Gamers 8 is going to become, they're going to be played in, and yeah, Chronic is definitely on a level above Wizz right now in my opinion. Okay, Yan. Where do you guys put Yan? Rettles. NA pros don't care about ones, not even Firstkiller, probably especially Firstkiller. Johnny's dad RL, thanks to the 10-month Prime. Only took 2 years to get 10 months. Really? Just keep forgetting to do the primes there. Hey, appreciate the 10 though. That's crazy. Yan unknown. I'm putting Yan B. It's Yan for goodness sake. He's a tournament. He's an ice man. He's the ice man in tournaments. I mean, we haven't seen him in ones tournaments, but we know what he does in RLCS, and that does definitely translate. Like if you've got RLCS ice, and you got the solo plays this guy's got, definitely translates. And he's sitting like rank 2 right now in 1v1. I think he was trading games with Toxiic in ranked recently. He's trading games with a lot of the top EU guys who upload their games to ball chasing.